How much will Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI beneficiaries get? I have all the details for you in this video, so let's get into it right now. But if you haven't done so, or if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so you can join the #1 channel right here on YouTube dedicated to bringing you daily updates as it pertains to low income, no income, money, benefits, fixed income, Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, and so much more that we're covering in these videos every single day, as there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of changes that are happening, and I want to make sure that you're staying tuned with all of this going on, because anytime that something is announced, a new proposal, a new package, anything like this, I want to make sure that we're taking advantage of it and getting as much money, benefits, and anything else we possibly can during this very difficult time. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button right down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get right into it. All right, just a couple of really quick side notes. Number one, my wife Corey will be back here in just a couple minutes with the new updated list of shoutouts for those names that are pulled right out of the fan club, so stay tuned for that, as that list is changing every single video. Next, really quick note on those couple videos that I uploaded yesterday. Now, in those videos, I was talking about these monthly payments going out to fixed income beneficiaries in the amount of either $1,000 or $1,200. Now, yesterday morning, I released a video, and there were a lot of questions on that video, so I followed it up shortly thereafter, a few hours later, with another video offering additional clarification. So, thank you so much for all the nice comments on there. I'm glad that the second video and the first one combined actually offered a bunch of clarification and cleared things up. So, thank you so much for all the nice messages. I really do appreciate it. I've tried to respond to as many as possible, but there's a lot of comments. So, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. If you have not seen those videos, finish watching this one, and then feel free to go back and check out those. They're from yesterday morning. You'll see them just a few videos back. All right, so let's get into that. I just wanted to hit on that really quickly because it's kind of a big topic and there's a lot of questions on it, so I wanted to offer some clarification to make it very, very clear. All right, so let's get into this and talk about how much these millions of fixed income beneficiaries, Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, survivors, and SSI beneficiaries could be looking at. All right. So just a couple days ago, I was out in a video after the latest inflation numbers were released, and I said, hey, inflation year over year is running at 7%. Month over month, it was about 0.5% that it had gone up in this last reading that was just released a couple days ago. Well, shortly after that inflation number was released, a number of different analysts and economists were out projecting that inflation is likely to continue running at the same level, around 7%, throughout the entire year of 2022, possibly starting to wane a little bit toward the end of 2022. So we're into this for a few more quarters, according to what the analysts and experts are actually saying about inflation right now. Now, again, anything could change. Anything could happen over the next, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Anything could happen. But according to what these analysts and experts are actually saying, this is something we're likely going to be into for the vast majority of 2022. Well, I shortly thereafter followed it up with a video saying, hey, according to what these analysts and experts are saying, we could be looking at this 7% throughout the entire course of 2022. Therefore, it could potentially lead into a roughly 7% cost of living adjustment for Social Security, SSDI, survivors, SSI, and VA beneficiaries going into next year. Well, that would be huge, right? But it actually wouldn't be that much higher than the current COLA raise that everybody's getting right now, the 5.9% as of this year. It would only be 1.1% higher. So it's not like a huge jump up from where we currently are right now. But remember, a couple other quick notes, and then we're going to get into some very important numbers here. One more thing that we need to recognize is that the way that the COLA is actually calculated is they take the inflation data from July, August, and September, which is Q3 throughout the course of the year. They run it through their formula and their calculation, and that's what runs out the actual number for the cost of living adjustment for the following year. So we're still a few months out until they actually get the inflation numbers and then run the calculation to see what it's actually going to be. So like I said a minute ago, anything can change over the next 3, 6, 9 months, 12 months. A lot can change between now and then. But we can always get into that in a future video. I'm talking about the Federal Reserve and stuff like that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole this time. We can talk about that later, possibly. All right, but anyway, let me quickly run through some numbers here. I've had a number of people reach out in the comments section asking me, what would this actually look like as far as our benefit? What would we get as far as a raise if this were to actually happen? Now, again, we don't know what information quite yet, right? It's all still up in the air. It all depends on what inflation does this year. However, let's just say, though, that if the inflation numbers continue to run at about 7% and the cost of living adjustment does actually sit at 7% coming into this next year, which, again, wouldn't be unheard of. We've seen COLA raises at 7% or even a little bit higher than that previously. So if this were to happen, let's run through some numbers, and based on these numbers, what would your benefit look like? So I have a variety of different numbers here that I want to run through with you in this video, just to give you kind of a little glimpse into what your benefits could look like going forward based on a 7% cost of living adjustment. Again, nothing is written in stone yet, right? It's still a long time out from now. There's still many more months to come. We still need the inflation data out of July, August, and September of this year to determine what it'll actually be, and that's what's going to determine what the COLA raise will be for the next year, right? So anyway, I want to lay this out for you because if this continues to run on, and it does happen, this is what we may be looking at. All right, so I have a few different numbers here that I want to run through with you. Let's get through these at one at a time here. And again, I'm just going to give you some round numbers to work with, and it'll get you up pretty close. All right, so if you're receiving a $600 benefit, applying a 7% cost of living adjustment would give a $42 per month raise, taking the benefit from $600 up to $642 each and every month. Not too bad, right? All right, let's keep rolling. So, if you're receiving a $700 benefit, applying a 7% cost of living adjustment would give you a $49 per month raise, taking the benefit from $700 up to $749 each and every month. All right, again, not too bad. Let's keep going. If you're receiving an $800 benefit, applying a 7% cost of living adjustment to your $800 benefit would give you a $56 raise per month, taking your benefit from $800 up to $856 every single month. Let's quickly talk about SSI. If you're an SSI beneficiary and you're receiving the maximum benefit this year of $841, applying a 7% cost of living adjustment would give you a $58, just under $59 raise. So we're going to say it's going to bump you up to exactly $900. Now, it could be $899, it could be $900, but that's pretty much right where we're sitting, is $900 for an SSI benefit, which really is not too bad considering in 2 years it went from potentially $794 up to potentially $900, a $106 raise per month over 2 years. That's looking pretty nice, right? But again, it's all predicated on inflation, therefore everything costs more. So again, are you really winning? Well, you know what I mean? You get more money every month, but yet you just spend it on the higher prices of everything out in the real world. So it's not really necessarily like a huge win at the end of the day, you know what I mean? But either way, that's not bad, right? A $900 SSI benefit would be pretty nice, right? All right, so let's keep rolling here. If you're receiving a $900 benefit, applying a 7% cost of living adjustment raise would give you a $63 bump to your benefits, taking your benefit from $900 up to $963 every single month. All right, let's give you a couple more here. If you're receiving a $1,000 benefit, again, applying the 7% cost of living adjustment would bump you up by $70 every single month, up to $1,073 every single month. I'll give you one more here, just in case that anybody's in this level. We'll just talk about it really quickly. If you're receiving a $1,100 benefit, applying the 7% cost of living adjustment would give you a $77 per month raise, taking your benefit up to $1,177 every single month. Now, I'm going to keep it there and stop at that number just because I think that's going to encompass the vast majority of people right here on the channel. So, I hope that should help you out, but I wanted to run through those numbers right there. And again, I know that I have some round numbers. Maybe you're receiving, $843 or $926. Of course, the benefit would change a little bit from there, but for the most part, that would get you within just a few dollars of where your new benefit would be based on a 7% cost of living adjustment. If all of this continues to rage on as it currently is here this year, as in inflation, everything that's going on right now, and we potentially do actually see a 7% cost of living adjustment because of this year. Again, a lot could change between now and then. We don't know all those details quite yet. However, one more thing we have to talk about really quickly is, of course, the Medicare Part B premium increase. Now, for this year, it was huge. $21. Well, it's actually a little over $21 for this year alone, per month, by the way. That's huge. Well, unfortunately, for a lot of people here in the community, the Medicare Part B premium alone is eating up a lot of your COLA raise. Well, that's not a good situation. However, they've also said that about $10 of that raise is actually coming from that one new Alzheimer's prescription. Well, if that's already the case, if that's already been baked into the cake, then what about next year? You would think that the Medicare Part B premium would probably decrease technically by about $10 because, well, not necessarily decrease, but it wouldn't raise by an extra $10 because that's already baked into the cake, right? The $10 for that for that new Alzheimer's prescription. So, what would we be looking at? Maybe $20 again, maybe $15, maybe $10. We don't really know, but I'm just saying it's $20, $21 this year, but $10 of that was accounting for the Alzheimer's prescription, right? We've covered that in previous videos. So again, what would it be next year? Well, nobody knows that, but maybe $12, maybe $13, maybe $15, which would be, a lot nicer than 21, almost 22. So anyway, I want to lay these numbers out for you just because in the event this does actually happen, I wanted to give you kind of a little preview of what your benefits could be looking like next year, depending on what inflation does this year. But let's be real. At the end of the day, what would we rather have? A high cost of living adjustment or lower inflation? I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm just going to speak for myself. I would say I would much rather have lower inflation and reasonable prices every time I go to the store, because let's be real. What gets you more money at the end of the day in your pocket? A cost of living adjustment or lower inflation and reasonable prices on the same things that we buy every week? I'm going to be honest with you. Probably lower prices on the same everyday products that we're buying is probably going to get you way further ahead than a higher cost of living adjustment. Just saying, right? Does the extra $20 you're getting every month, does that offset the higher prices you're paying right now? Probably not, right? I think all of us recognize that. It's an easy formula to look at and say, what's going to get me more in my pocket every single month? I think, honestly, lower inflation and lower prices is what's going to do it, not a higher cost of living adjustment. Just saying. I think a lot of us can probably agree on that. But that's just my opinion based on everything that I'm seeing out there. Yeah, right? Things are costing way more than $20 extra per month, or even $50, even $100 more per month right now. It's a lot more than that from what I'm experiencing anyway. So, hope this lays it out for you. Again, with that being said, my wife Corey's going to come in right here, right now with that new updated list of shout-outs for those names that are pulled right out of the fan club. By the way, the fan club is 100% optional. If you're interested in checking it out, there is a link down in the description. Otherwise, at the top of the comments section, I will also put a link there as well. You can check it out. Again, completely optional. All the videos here on the channel are 100% free, always have been, and always will be going forward. The fan club is just for those people who maybe want just a little bit more. Otherwise, make sure to subscribe down below, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other 2,000 videos, including those 2 videos from yesterday, if you did not see those yet, as things are explained pretty nicely in there regarding those $1,000 or potentially $1,200 monthly payments for the low income. All right, Corey, take it away. Congratulations to the shout-outs in this video. And remember, the full list of shout-out names will be updated tomorrow, as it's updated every Sunday, and every single video throughout the entire course of the week has a new list of shout-out names within it. So, pretty cool, right? All right, so with that being said, Corey, take it away. Congratulations to the shout-outs in this video, and I'll catch you again later in the next video. I'll see ya.
We are happy to shout out Marcia Doki, Cindy Felver, My Haunted Dolls, Lisa Sue Murray, Linda Powis, John Nunez, and Nemo Nova. Thank you for being in the fan club.